Lennox Smith.
Goodbye to my trouble. Goodbye to my trouble. Goodbye, dear. You ain't welcome here. Goodbye, dear. You ain't welcome here. Yeah, so long. Yeah, so long. Yeah, so long. Hey, so long.
Bang, bang, bang.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Come on, Jehovah, say it. Jehovah, you. Say it.
I trust
In you.
in you,
Say it, y'all.
oh Lord. Jehovah, you.
I trust. Say it.
I trust
Show me how to do it, y'all.
in you.
I believe. Say it. Say it.
I believe you.
I trust.
I trust
Come on.
in you,
Oh, Lord.
oh Lord. Jehovah, you.
Where y'all at? Come on. Come on.
I trust in you.
I believe. Say it.
I believe
You are the God of miracles.
you are the God of miracles.
You are the God of wonder.
You are the God of wonder.
You are the God of powerful. I believe. Say it. I believe. I believe. Say it, y'all. Come on, let your feet get heavy. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Somebody make
The
some
Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
I trust in you. Oh, Lord, say it. Jehovah, you. I trust. I believe. Say it. Everybody say it. I trust. Come on.
Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith. The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Right now, whatever I need, He'll provide. If I only keep the faith, oh, I know He'll make a way. You see, I'm next in line. I know. Help me sing. I'm next in line for my blessings. Tell somebody. I'm next in line. I know. I won't complain. Soon He's gone. Oh, yes, sir. I'm next in line. I know. I took my burdens and I laid them at His feet. I know my needs He'll supply. Under His wings, oh, I'm gonna hide. You see, I'm next in line. I know. I'm next in line for my blessings. Whatever it is, I'm next. I don't know what you need, but He knows everything. I won't complain. I know He's gonna come and give Him the praise today. Don't complain. You see, sometimes it may seem like I can't make it over, but I'm gonna wait. Yes, I'm gonna wait until my change comes. He may not come when I call Him, but He's always on time. Oh, I'm gonna wait. He's gonna work it out. You see, I believe with all of my heart. He's gonna work it out. Whatever I need. I'm waiting on you, Lord. I know You're gonna do it for me. Whatever I need, I know You'll provide. All I gotta do is just have a little faith in You. I'm next. I'm giving you thanks right now. Call up somebody. Tell them I'm next. He told me to tell you to have a little faith. Whatever you need, He will provide. Yes, sir. I believe. I can't just get all of myself and just I want to thank him. I know he will. I thank him for the thing that he had already done for me. I'm thanking him for the thing that he about to do for me. Yes, Jesus.
Ah, yes indeed. Ah, yes indeed. Ah, yes. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, yeah. I'll see you. All right. Okay. I'll leave it. I ain't hearing anybody. All right. Good. Yeah.
Good morning, Lennox.
Yes indeed. Yes indeed. Good morning to you. Technical. What I consider to be, I wouldn't even call it improviser. What I would say is that when people are in need, well, of course, the people like you come to the fore. You are a very good friend. So thank you very much, of course, for holding on. A pleasant good morning to all and sundry, East, West, North, South, Central, our friends in Tobago, and wherever you are streaming on the World Wide Web. A pleasant good day to you. Yes, indeed. Of course, I am in Trinidad, but of course, Andy is still in St. Vincent. Of course, we want to catch up the last lap, so to speak, and be present for the results because I think we would have hit the nail on the head, so to speak, on another occasion in this occasion. So of course, so Andy's here. Of course, I came back in, of course, in time for Mr. Tagarigua's, of course, funeral, the latter part of it, and I want to say, of course, condolences go out once again to, of course, the bereaved family of Mr. Tagarigua. His real name, of course, is Clement. Clement, yes, or was Clement, and still is, I suppose, because I mean, your name doesn't leave you. Anyhow, that being as it may, we had a wonderful time, and at the same time, got a good feel as to what is happening. Andy is online with us as well, and in St. Vincent, and will be, of course, making his interventions from time to time, reporting, of course, on the ground. In the back of me, of course, you'll see some clips that we had gathered. I had gathered, of course. Andy has his, and then we will, of course, when we get back here together, post, and maybe just before, because we only have today, frankly. Tomorrow, of course, is polling day, so we wouldn't be able to, of course, deal with elections matters in St. Vincent, but certainly we could do it here in Trinidad because, of course, there is no elections here in Trinidad, and vice versa if it had elections here in Trinidad tomorrow. So that being as it may, our firm position is that it's clear that yellow is the color. It appears that Gonzalez seems to be in some serious problems to retain his prime ministerial position after quite a long time. I think his over 20 years, 40, and some talking about 40 years and so on. So that's quite a long time. And of course, when we go to the various bars, we are going to take it on the ground as per usual. And therefore, what the ground is saying, as we did in Tobago, as we did in Tobago, the people are saying, well, he has been there for a very long time. He has become. I don't want to be uncharitable by using the word obsolete, but I think, for want of a better term, I think he has been there for too long, and we have seen that similar patterns in Trinidad, where of course one party in government for too long. Some people are saying that he has established a dynasty where, of course, his son is the minister of something, I suppose, not different to here in Trinidad when Patrick Manning was around, when he, of course, his wife, and now, of course, the PNM, when it is in government, we see, of course, that dynasty link continues, because we had another Brian Manning in the Rowley administration, in spite, of course, of the animosity and the recriminations that would have come between both men. So one when he was alive, and of course the other one claiming, that is to say Rowley, that he caused the demise of his predecessor, Patrick Manning. But that seemed to have no bearing on his son, Brian, who of course has taken up a portfolio in the last PNM Rowley-led administration. Well, of course, that is now history, very recent history. We need to, of course, always rekindle and remind ourselves of those facts. But of course, we want to hear from you as well. Andy will be joining us from time to time. As I said, he is still in St. Vincent. You will forgive me with the background from time to time, but that is because I'm playing that clip on top of
Oh boy.
on top of the background. Hey,
Hey,
Ali.
Lennox, a pleasant good morning to you. A pleasant good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Very good, man. Yes, well, I'm still in St. Vincent, and I know that you are back home there. Well, I will be here to make sure we bring the results live to you. We will be at the NDP headquarters, which is in the yellow headquarters. And as you said, Lennox Smith, while we was on the ground, what is the feed across here? It is all about. They're saying that Mr. Gonzalez there for over 20 years. They said that it come like a family dynasty because his son is the finance minister too. Oh boy. When it coming to the controversy with Trinidad and Tobago and St. Vincent, which is with Mr. Gonzalez himself, when talking to the people on the ground are saying they have nothing or no problem against Trinidad and Tobago, and for matter of fact, they say majority of their citizens live Trinidad and Tobago. The majority of the people, when you talk to them, they somehow could tell you, well, what part of Trinidad you're from? So when they tell them, well, you're from Port of Spain, or you tell them you're from Arima or whatever, they now could tell you, well, they have family, or they just be in Sawa, or they just be in Arima, or they just be in San Fernando, or they have their place in let me say Pinal. So these people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Trinidad and Tobago are very, 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 very close. Yeah, they are close. When asking them questions such as, Mr. Gonzalez continued to say that the UNC have operatives and the UNC have operatives and financiers and they want to buy some land cheap and all those various things. The people are saying plain that, well, interviewing many people, UNC have no operatives here, and the UNC is totally out of their politics here, right? But they know about Anil Roberts. One of the things that spark the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is the whole issue of Minister of Housing in the ministry, Mr. Senator Anil Roberts, with the video he made based on the 3 family members that get houses in Victoria Keys and whatever. That spark, that spark the people here. People are talking about the things that are being said there, where Senator Anil Roberts had said. Anything else you would like to ask by the meanwhile? And Trinidad and Tobago,
well,
let me hear
well,
what's the
that,
headliners with Trinidad and Tobago too. You know, and all you know, the lines will be open for you all. You will call the normal land numbers. You will send voice notes, but don't call WhatsApp. No WhatsApp calls on the 3663053, but you can send out the voice notes. Send your voice notes. Your voice notes will be played. Yeah, Lennox, go ahead, my brother.
yeah, well, one thing I noticed based on what you have said earlier is that even Gonzalez was calling on the platform, on the podium, quite a number of places in Trinidad. And then I said, as a Trinidadian, I don't know much about St. Vincent at all, except of course the Tongue area. Of course, we got a feel as to some of the places like the Argyle, the airport, etc. Part of the main street in the capital city itself. But to fluently before that exposure to talk about St. Vincent. I mean, none of us, not even you, could have been able to regurgitate places in St. Vincent as how Vincentians have been regurgitating to us about Trinidad, and therefore it shows the close knit, it shows the close tie, and I think what Annie Roberts had to say about the family of Gonzalez, the incumbent prime minister, is that it reinforced, of course, that dynasty belief that he has been in office, he and his cronies has been in office for too long, and therefore they believe that they are infallible, they are untouchable, and that they have, of course, generated and created a scenario where they believe that they must be in office in perpetuity, he and his party, and therefore they have made a decision not to continue with that kind of legacy. And what I notice as well is that they are taking pattern from Trinidad as well in the context, whether consciously or subconsciously, that one party, the PNM, has been in office for so long, and that they believe that they own Trinidad. Well, of course, I think we could ascribe that to what is happening in St. Vincent as far as the Gonzalez and, of course, his party is concerned. So I think there are some similarities and there are some differences. I say the differences is that I don't know much about, as a typical Trinbagonian, not know much about St. Vincent, but every typical St. Vincentian knows about something about Trinidad in some element of detail.
Yes, and what we also observe, Leonard Smith, is that the cost of living in St. Vincent is very, very, very high. Where we will pay a tank of gas, like let me say the tank of gas to cook a tank, we will pay like $21 or $24, $25 for those gas. A tank of gas is approximately 40, 45 EC. We will get let me say a $5 TT in okra and all those various things, because I did things in the market and thing too. It's like all kind of $5 and $10 EC. Yeah, boy. So St. Vincent at this point in time, to what the people are saying, the average salaries across here per month is 1,500 EC. Yeah, so things really, really and truly bad. The people are really and truly talking out, right? And every minute
and the exchange rate is about 3 point something TT for 1 EC dollar.
Right. So let me call it in US. So in US, you will get $270 EC for 100 US. So 100 US giving you $270 EC.
But in Trinidad, of course, you have to pay about 700 to get 100 US. Yes. So in that context, of course, the exchange rate seems to be good, but a dollar is a dollar in every country, and that is where Vincentian gets stick, and therefore the cost of living there, in spite of the exchange rate, but they're not living in Trinidad. If they were living in if they were spending the money in Trinidad, and of course living in St. Vincent, well then they don't have a problem. But That is not the reality. Reality is that we are separated by water or connected by water, depending on your perspective. And the exchange rate, even though there's a vast difference closer to the American dollar, the fact of the matter is that the cost of living across there is extremely high and almost for some prohibitive. But because they have some agriculture, they have very fertile land, of course, very mountainous, and people, of course, rely on agriculture. They have their home,
Right, but the agriculture, but not only that, Lennox, and you're correct, but the agriculture industry and all, with, when we was talking to people, the agriculture industry and all is technically stymied, dead. Everything is slow. The tourism industry and all, little slow. One of the main foreign exchange earners was bananas, right? And to what it is, one or two of the candidates in who I talked to mentioned that if they could export one container banana a day here, that is plenty. So the exporting of bananas and things, so that industry come and dead. So all they have now is just basically just tourism. You understand?
And you observe that they got a new sandal, and of course the government is boasting about it. But of course that is a boast. Something like what Bobby and they would do about something that really and truly have not impacted as their boss will suggest. But go ahead.
But while we organizing and moving about on the low, because he has been calling out people names from Trinidad who really haven't had the opportunity to call out any one of our own names, because we are professionals, right? So while he called out Ali Bokas and this one and that one, and so much of people is interfering in St. Vincent politics, what we also observe is that the Honorable Ralph Gonzalez moving like he's a gangster. He using all kind of tones like he's the world boss, right? When he on the platform, he is like he will take a whole 10, 15, 20 minutes talking about Trinidad and UNC and UNC and UNC and all kind of thing. Boy, the man go as far as like he's technically threatening people, foreigners or people who from Trinidad in a way. Like for instance, if you're on a platform and you're telling people, you're saying, and they have UNC operatives here, and when all they see them, give them a ULP welcome. Where's a ULP welcome? The meaning you're telling the people, well, give them something. But
Andy, to me, it looks as though he's so paranoid that he started telling them what he probably is experiencing or is going through, because he started telling them, look next to you, they might be in the crowd. Any stranger in the crowd could be a Trinidadian and a UNC operative. That's the kind of talk and the kind of impression I got, with respect, of course, to his paranoia. And then, of course, reminiscent of Rowley, and we have, of course, an incident like that we need to talk about in the context of Trinidad. But certainly his misogynic statement is his view of women, and male relations. I think it leaves much to be desired. One, and two, it is reminiscent of that of Rowley, and saying that in the context of a recent one where, of course, Gonzalez and who again? Imsworth, he had a press conference, I think a couple of days ago, and what he said was he was concerned that Kamala Prasad Bisesa in the parliament say that she go cough him down, and he gone off on that and call a whole press conference. The same woman they say frail. The same woman they say can't walk, and the same woman they say lose toes, and all of those things, and suggesting that Rowley is much more healthy and much more muscular. The same woman, he is afraid of the statement made by such a woman in the parliament when she might have said because the speaker didn't hear, but she said something according to them that she would cough him down, the woman's arm come out and say, the woman's arm on the PNM, you know, come out and say that is unparliamentary and that this is not exemplar. Imagine that they have the audacity, the temerity, the gall, the effortry to even comment before they shut the bloody traps and accept it for what it is. But when I dug into it, it was a situation where Imsbert and he mentioned it in his own words and his own explanation of the situation. He said he was talking to the speaker and making reference and in the process he pointed at the prime minister making some kind of reference with respect to her, not in any derogative way. But that is a typical Trinbagonian response. If you are making a case for your argument, and then you turn and say you will naturally say, but look at John, for example, and point at John. But the person who you point to normally would say, don't point at me, no, don't point at me, no, I'll cough it down or something. But in this case, they say it's coughed down. But you use terms like that because that is natural, and I consider that normal bantering in the parliament. How the hell that becomes, and they're talking about, of course, privileges, and they want to take the matter to the privileges committee and all of that. I think that is pure hypocrisy on the part of these people, and that they have no shame, and that they are so disgraced and so I should say resentful of their own behavior that they cannot find it in themselves to have more valid ways of course attacking their opponents, which of course is the government, and that is normal. That is
you're so right. The people also observe what's going on in Trinidad with the crime situation. They have mentioned about the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago, right? Well, although we didn't get to bring live or do any live to organize to bring back to the people, but we did videos. The reason why we did videos, various videos, is because we don't want to go live and that will organize and select a location, because somebody will say, well, look, hey, look this one live and look at which part it is and all those various things.
So
and then
let's be fair to the audience, and we got information before we went there as to some elements that would have been targeting us, and we decided that we're going to take precaution whilst we're there, because we're in a strange territory. Let's not waste time. We can't call on this one or that one to save us, and therefore we had to take remedial action in that regard. So we were very, 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 very cautious. We tried to be as clandestine as possible, as innocuous as possible, not to attract any undue attention. So, but we went about, of course, doing what we had to do, and we got some assistance, I must say, from certain elements. I'm not going to mention that as yet until after, of course, the elections result. But go ahead, Andy. Sorry.
Nice. So what you will get live, right, and you will get to see the people live will be Thursday. Thursday night, we will be bringing you all the live results in the headquarters of the NDP, which is the yellow party, right? When it came into interviewing the red y'all, it was kind of difficult because the red party coming across real intimidating. It's like they will lock you up. It's like they will jail you. It's like they go find thing, and because how we talking, and you instruct this one and instruct that one. For a matter of fact, I was right in the red rally, one of the red rallies in the rally there, organizing to see if I could do some video, and I even said, but to do no kind of videos there neither. But see, I just do some short thing, but frightened not to expose, because when you're talking about look around and if they see them, and every minute, you know, well, I have one hat and thing and under low, just buy it, just kind of.
It was inciting and intended to intimidate. That is what that was all about. And I remember too when he talked about lawyers coming from Trinidad, and then he said that there are two things has to happen there. They must get, of course, if they don't have a work permit, they have to get a CARICOM certificate. but the CARICOM certificate has to be certified here in St. Vincent. And
I ain't gonna lie,
if
you
you don't
more
have
brave than
any
me.
of that, it's illegal.
I ain't gonna lie. Oh, Lennox Smith more brave than me. Lennox Smith come across here. He like if he's a invention, citizen, the way how Lennox moving thing. To me, I feel more. I believe I was more intimidated and on the low, compared to Lennox Smith, who will still go meet people, talk to people, and like he do business. You understand? Where I go be handpicking and choosy because I don't want to talk to the wrong person, and then the person now make a call and say, "Hey, look at have some China journalists here, yeah." The people look he right here in town, or look in the market and them kind of thing. But Lennox, different boy, you're different, Lennox Smith.
Well,
You're
yeah,
real different.
because you are more known than me in terms of what you have been doing in Trinidad, and therefore that message reached St. Vincent long before we arrived. And so even though we arrived separately, that was still an issue that we had to address. And if anybody had known and mentioned Pitbull, well, of course, it would have been very easy for the other parties associated with the ground report to be tracked down, if you want to call it that. But because we were able to generate the incognito scenario and maintain that and control that and deliberately handle it in that way, we were able to get information, but at the same time not expose our respective selves. And I think that augurs well. I'm putting on my criminal logistical cap at this point in time, really to, of course, and it's a good thing we have people like that on our team, so we are able, of course, to identify dangers, look at sweeping measures to defend, and at the same time avoid any calamity, which of course I think was successfully done. On Thursday, the reason why you could now expose people is because that entire process would have been completed, and is about decision making. And we believe, of course, the now opposition will, of course, overtake the incumbent. But even if that is so, the fact is that the election would have been completed by that time, and therefore the animosity would no longer be a valid concern, because people could now move around, regardless of where the election results would have gone.
Nice. So again, you all will get everything that we do, or everything after Thursday. Let Thursday pass. By then we out of the country, or by then anything could happen from after the polls from on Thursday. Anything could happen. But for now, we are to continue showing our respect, continue staying lying low, because again, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves is the Prime Minister still of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and he is very highly informed who flying in, who flying out, where who is, where all who ain't, and all those kind of thing, and and sending threats like a Calypsonian in Double Antoine, telling people cough it down without telling people to cough it down. So give them a warm ULP welcome. You calling and bad talking.
Subliminal message, not so subliminal message, not so subliminal message. It's very conspicuous because we have been there. We know.
Exactly. So Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to hear the headliners too of Trinidad and Tobago and what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago from since then to now. So what's on your front burner? Yes, you can talk about St. Vincent if you're interested in the St. Vincent election or anything. They're also talking about, well, when we ask them questions, they're also asking me, where's the scenes with Trump blowing up boats and all them things? I say, well, you know, which is the truth that really and truly the innocent people of Trinidad and Tobago not going to get a boat blow up because they don't have 4 engines on the boat, and they know to stay within the boundaries of Trinidad and Tobago. Don't go no more than 2 miles outside from the shore at this point in time. So they say it's a good. They also linking Mia Motley of Barbados, this and Ralph and Rowley and not the St. Vincent, but the oh God, that next small island. They're saying that all of them there is one. All of them they are saying is one when it comes to the Maduro. So the people actually knows about the Maduro, they know about the issues of Maduro and all those various things. They're linking the drug trade right here too in St. Vincent, that the majority of the drugs from in St. Vincent coming from Venezuela. They're also accusing remember St. Vincent and St. Vincent weed is legal and thing, and it have farmers who will plant and all those various things. So they're even accusing the government when it comes to that business, that they take it over. But not only accusing and saying the government take over the business, they're saying that the Prime Minister family, one of the family, is what take over the drug. Well, they're doing the majority of the exporting of medical marijuana and all them various things. So the name are calling in everything. The Gonzalez family name are calling in everything. People are saying why it is that his son is the Minister of Finance. His son also running for a seat in this elections here too. Why he daughter-in-law big in some next line ministry there, he daughter-in-law. So it's like a kind of family affair in the whole politics here too. So it's something, so it's something like Trinidad and Tobago, yeah. Let's see how Dr. Rowley was going on, and for 10 years, and like he owned the country, and it's like nobody could back. However, it's the same attitude with the Red Party here in St. Vincent. Same attitude. So here it is. We talk enough. The lines are open for you. Director, thanks so much for giving us the opportunity to be able to take the calls of our ground reporters. So the numbers, you all know the numbers, 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120, and send you all WhatsApp voice notes, 366-3053, 366-3053. And yes, you don't have to stay with our front burner and St. Vincent. Let's see also here what's going on in Trinidad. What's on your front burner? Because it have been 2 days, 2 days now, Monday, Tuesday, that you all have not get us. Right? So good morning again to each and every one of you. Lennox, you could go by time director if any calls. You could always take the calls on them.
Yeah, that was, of course, Andy, somewhere in St. Vincent. I'm not going to say somewhere in St. Vincent, still in St. Vincent. We were supposed to come in, but of course, we were invited to remain for the results, because the results would be meteoric and will be shocking for some, and of course, glorious for others. And of course, we are saying that, of course, yellow is the code, so therefore, you shouldn't have any notion or doubt as to where the outcome will go. That being as well, don't forget, of course, the numbers to call 225-6644, 225-6644, 239-5120, 239-5120, and don't forget, get your WhatsApp voice notes on, and he will get it in St. Vincent and then relayed back to us here. That's how the technology goes. Do we have a call, technical person?
No, we have no call on the line yet.
No callers yet. All right, so the lines are open once again. 225-6644, 225-6644, 239-5120, 239-5120. Of course, that was Andy somewhere in St. Vincent, still in St. Vincent. Otherwise, of course, I am in studio on George Street in Port of Spain, so I can afford to say my location, but I cannot say that of Andy simply because we were existing in a hostile environment. I want to say, of course, my condolences continue to go out in spite of the fact that the cremation was yesterday. I reached back in time for that, and I want to say, of course, I have some films that I have some things that I will do, but I will do that tonight on the corridor transformation. We dedicated, of course, a whole program to Mr. Tagariwa, who passed away suddenly. Just at the ending of last week, and he was, of course, cremated, I should say, yesterday. We have a call.
So I must say condolences to the family, but let me take some calls. Ms. Santa Cruz, each and every one of you all call the direct lines or send a WhatsApp voice note. Not no WhatsApp call, WhatsApp voice note. The voice notes will be played. right? So they know the number for the WhatsApp 3663053, 3663053. But to take a WhatsApp call, we can't take a WhatsApp call because I am on the phone that have to take the call.
To communicate with us here in Trinidad. All right, so that's how the technology goes.
But Lennox Smith, other than that, what is the headliners in Trinidad and Tobago, dear man? What's going on? What's going on with the government? Well, the government, the opposition.
Big high-level discussion with the chief of staff, the biggest man probably in the army in the United States. The Prime Minister and him had the discussions. Of course, discussions are of mutual interest. One, of course, the drug trade. Two, human trafficking. Three, of course, had nothing to do with economics, but of course, one could apply their common sense and see that the economy will benefit from that, because of course, if we are not blacklisted, and then of course in the parliament there was some fireworks as well, and there is the suspension of what is called cryptocurrency activities or persons who are so engaged. Well, they cannot deal with that type of money for the next about 2 or 3 years, I believe it is, and that of course is consistent with the efforts of this government to try to stamp out money laundering and corruption. So that was passed in the parliament on Friday, and of course it was during one of those sessions that that Imbert claimed that the Prime Minister said she will cuff him down, and he has such a fear, such an impression that will in fact happen. Let me repeat, that will in fact happen. He called a whole press conference to say what? Precious nothing. These buffoons that believe that people are stupid. They have nothing to say, but they go, of course, and concoct and exacerbate. We still want to take your calls. So, of course, I know people are still reeling from the fact that we were upset, and at the same time we are still partially in St. Vincent, and we are reporting. But we promise to do that, and that is what exactly we have been doing. And we told you before we left that we had a certain particular security issue. Quite apart from the financial issue, I want to thank, of course, all of those persons who contributed to the financial support for getting us into St. Vincent. We had to make some additional arrangements to get Andy to stay. He will explain that when he comes back. But he is there because of the insistence of the opposition, opposition that we expected to form the government on Thursday, when the polls would have been closed and the extensions would have passed in the parliament. Once again, I've got numbers to call, the 225-6644, 225-6644, and the other one, 239-5120. I know people are still probably emerging out of their 2 days slumber, or should I say, passiveness because of the lack or the non-presence of the ground report in the way that you would normally take your dose and feature or time or determine your day by, of course, taking some kind of a, should I say, lesson from the ground report. But that means we are here, and we want you to call in now, because you have the opportunity now. Let's go again, 225-6644. Those of you who may have forgotten, 225-6644, 239-5120, 239-5120. Don't forget, we still taking your WhatsApp voice notes only, but of course, 366-3052. You have a call?
Hola, go ahead.
Yes, indeed. All right. Some of the other things that are making the headlines, I know that people are waking up to this new revelation, this new realization that, of course, the government is on did say that we will back on Tuesday. So we are here on no, not on Tuesday, but on Wednesday. So we are here on Wednesday, regardless of the logistical and other challenges. So you have your opportunity to make your contribution. I'm getting a slight feedback, so you find me a bit hesitant. From time to time, Director, could you just engage me so I would know that we are still on and current? Let me go to some of the headlines. And of course, Kerr unveils baggage status system. So that's something we look forward to. That is to say the Caribbean Airlines. Of course, sleeping priest awakened and robbed. So we have a priest that was asleep and was awakened and robbed. The minister urges a quick resolution to trillions information claim. I have not read these articles, so I want to tell you what that, because I simply party would not have permitted it, and I will get back up to on this morning, and that was not, the body say no, so therefore I have to respond. Government begins, of course, a park and ride survey. The scene suggests one-way traffic for East-West corridor. He always comes up with these fantastic solutions to problems, but creating other problems that we saw in St. James some time ago when he was, of course, the head of police state. The PM Sai Baba, his followers in Trinidad, help hurricane recovery. All right. The two help with gun ammo in Siberia. So that's as far as the newsday is concerned. He's back again to the Guardian now. Not to the Guardian, but to the Express. Let me get the Express. Express. The Express has some very interesting developments. I think the nation is back to the Express. Let's see, in addition to what we got from the Newsday, we have, of course, Kane that digs into doubles. But of course, the Chief of Staff of the United States Army was, of course, treated with doubles. And according to the article, he digs into it. I like that. You can't get it more graphic than that. 5 bandits stormed La Romaine Church. That's where the church, the priest was asleep, and he got, of course, a rude awakening, if you want to call it that. Right, of course, and demonstrate how careful one has to be, regardless of who you are or what station in life you might have been located, or you are located. Alright, the Form 1 laptops arrive, so of course the laptops for Form 1 arrive. And I'll read that. I think that's a very interesting one. I'll read that one, of course. And another article that says no apology. This was the response yesterday from Minister and the leader of government business in Parliament, Barry Parliament, to the PNM's demand for an apology from him for allegedly lying to the population when he said on Sunday that the Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa had been touted and had been taunted and politically molested by Diego Martin, Northeast MP from England, in the House of Representatives last Friday. So another twist into this story about the cuff down and adding to the trepidation and the fear that Kamala Prasad Bisesa gave or instilled in Imber when he pointed at her and she said, "No point at me, I'll cuff you down," according to them. I have to say so, I have to put it in that context because the speaker has not said
We have a caller on
that
the
he
line.
can do anything. We have somebody in line? Go ahead, caller. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, push up the blue one. Go ahead, caller. Hello?
So you manage it from there in terms of the calls, right? I'm not hearing whoever.
Lennox, you go ahead.
All right. Music. All right. Technical. They said that the music is on. Some music in the background. Okay. All right. Thanks. So there's some music in the background. Director. All right. That being as it may, let me just read what Panorama's response would have been. Let me read the article in totality so we get an appreciation as to what transpired, because I think the level of hypocrisy, the level of self-righteous indignation is so poignant among the PNM that you really cannot fathom the level of what I consider the deception that they may or may not have been engaged in. So let's see what it says. Let's go to the article. The article says that this was, so of course the article is no damn apology. This was the response yesterday from Minister and Leader of Government Business in Parliament, Barry Paderat. I hope you ain't getting no background from this side, because I have another system on, but I think it's low enough not to disturb. PNM's demand for an apology from him for allegedly lying to the population when he said on Sunday that Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa had been taunted and politically molested by Diego Martin North. North MP Imbert in the House of Representatives last Friday. And the article goes on to say, Paderat was seeking to explain why the Prime Minister told Imbert to stop pointing at her or else she would cuff him down. But people, you will recall as well, she did say that, I know about that one for sure, when on the anniversary, the 100-day anniversary of the present administration, she said that if people don't behave themselves, she will cuff them down. So I don't think anybody would believe that she will actually do it. And that's the point I am making. These fellas are making a storm in a teacup scenario. But that is typical of the PNM. They come up with these phantasmagorical stories that is enigmatic at best, and at worst, a figment of their very fertile, pernicious, wicked, diabolical, sinful, and awful imagination. That is what that is all about. But let me continue with the article. Speaking at a news conference at the opposition leader's office in Port of Spain earlier yesterday, Imbert said it was reprehensible of Paderat to tell outrageous lies. Imbert played the video recording of that portion of the sit-ins to show that the Prime Minister was not in the Parliament until shortly before her controversial utterance, and therefore he pointed out, could not have been continuously harassed by him, as Padarat sought to convey. I don't know the point that he's trying to make there. That because she was not in the parliament, she could not have been harassed. I hear you, I hear you, Imsbert. Imbert said both he and the Prime Minister had called for a division when the vote on the virtual assets bill was taken. But the Speaker, Jagdeo Singh, did not apparently observe the call. So he said he simply brought it to the Speaker's attention, gesturing in the Prime Minister's direction as he indicated that he and the Prime Minister had called for a division. When the PM told him, "Don't point at me," according to the video played by the PNM yesterday, Imsbert replied, "Oh, Imbert replied, or what?" And the Prime Minister rejoined, "Because I'll cuff you down." I mean, this is so ridiculous. I mean, I have a pains to even read it, but that is the job that we have. It is so ridiculous and ludicrous. But let's continue. And she went on to say, "Come outside," implying that she would cuff me down outside. Imbert said, urging the media to look at the videotape on the Palview website. But of course, don't be surprised if that is a figment of Imsbert's imagination and getting tired between Rowley and, of course, the Honorable Prime Minister. Because it was Rowley who said, when, of course, mention was made of him in a particular context, referencing corruption, he said in non-certain terms to Munilal, "Come and say that outside. Come outside and say that." It was so ridiculous and so reprehensible that Lady Gypsy made a song on it. Sorry, we can't play it now. But it was important to understand the level of hypocrisy of these people. You want to act in that manner, but you don't want anybody to act back on you. Well, I think that what you got is a boomerang, if it at all happened, the way how they say that it has. Using video that does not capture the moment, to me, is equal to a concoction. You know what I say? Using video that does not capture the moment because he said that the Prime Minister was not there. He telling them go back and look at the parliamentary media, the parliamentary recordings. Well, if he said that he had parliamentary recordings there with him, why didn't he, of course, show the media those parts of it that he asking them to go and look for now, when he went through all of that trouble to show that the Prime Minister was not there and therefore could not have been taunted? Give us a break. Give us a bloody break with them kind of hogwash and diatribe that is stereotypical of these people. But let's continue, of course, with the article. And she went on to say, "Come outside," right? That is Rowley self. I can't understand why Mr. Padarato would double down on his lies about the Prime Minister being taunted, Imbert said. Imbert said at the time when the Prime Minister made the statement, he repeated to the Speaker what the Prime Minister said, and I called on him to deal with it but he did not. So he's implicating the speaker now as well. So quite apart from the fact that the speaker admitted that the speaker did not hear, because he had to draw the speaker's attention, but the speaker did not hear. Just as what Anisette would have done when she was, of course, the speaker. She made it very clear on numerous occasions that untoward language that would have been sent across the aisle to the then opposition, that was the UNC. And she said, frankly, I remember that very distinctly. I didn't hear. So therefore, it couldn't, since it didn't reach her ears, it couldn't be of any substance or relevance. Well, you get a taste of your own medicine, Imsburg. So let's go further. St. Anne's East MP Nian Gospi Dolly called on the Prime Minister to woman up and apologize to the Parliament and the nation. She stopped using violence against women, which is a problem in the society, to excuse the Prime Minister's behavior. No, you have to stop. You have to pause there, no doubt, not so, because I remember she had nothing to say. The woman's arm of the PNM had nothing to say. They were definitely silent. It's an oxymoron, but it's appropriate at this stage. Nothing to say. When women or young girls were called, of course, hyenas in an African jungle, she had nothing to say. When women were called golf course, she had nothing to say. When women were begging the then Prime Minister Rowley to save them from the violence of men up in Maloney at one of his, what I consider to be unproductive prime ministerial discussion with the population, and he told them in non-certain terms, I'm not in your bedroom, I can't tell you what man to take. In other words, he turned around and victim bash these women who were calling on the then Prime Minister Rowley, a PNM Prime Minister, of which Dolly was part of that administration from its inception. And yet still, she has the audacity to, of course, try to make it look as though a woman of the stature of, physical stature I'm talking about here, of Kamala Persad-Bissessar could cuff down Rowley. Or indeed, a woman of that physical stature that is the Prime Minister today could have stood up on the anniversary of the 100 days of the new government in place and tell her own ministers, I'll cuff you down if you don't shape up and shape up. And you have the stupidity to believe that? To believe that she meant it literally? Or is it that she mustn't say it? I don't know. You have to explain that, Dolly, because you're looking more like a buffoon and a moron to make that an issue. And of course, storming a teacup, which is stereotypical of Imsbert and of course members of the PNM, because Gonzalez took to that path as well. So let us not waste time. Let us not waste time. But of course, Dolly continued in the article. She called on Padarata to stop using violence against women, which is a problem in the society. Clearly, because Rowley created that. Rowley is the major cause of the violence and the bellicose language and the misogynic statements against women, notwithstanding, of course, calling people Jamet and so on and so forth, to excuse the Prime Minister's behavior. He did that. If it was Imbert,
You got a caller on the line, please? Yeah.
we have a call? Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Andy, Mikey, Newbie, and to everybody out there. Lennox, is really, really nice to hear you all this morning. I'm glad that everything went well, but all still have to be safe. You understand? Because you know you can't trust these people. Because desperation makes people do some kind of things that they would not normally do. So they just be careful. It's nice everybody missed you all. It's nice to hear you all. First to begin, Lennox, I want to send out my condolences to the family of Mr. Tagarigua. That was a shock. That was a shock to hear that he had passed away. You know, and but I hope whatever he went through, you know, he didn't have to suffer or anything, you know, and his spiritual journey has begun. You know, so I will send all my condolences to the family. Now, although I sent a voice note, I don't know if it will be played, but I'll still say what I have to say.
Go ahead,
Weak belly Penelope Beckles has no shame whatsoever to say that Mrs. Prasad Bissessa is insecure. If Mrs. Prasad Bissessa was insecure, she would not be sitting in the Prime Minister's office today. Penelope Beckles, is 20 opposition leaders in all. You have no shame to come and talk about Mrs. Prasad Bissessa when just last week we see the former having a press conference at the former Prime Minister's office. I don't know how he arrived at that, eh? How you feel, Penny? How you feel that every day and twice on a Sunday, every one of those opposition leaders having a press conference without you? I know that you are just trying to take shame from your face for you not to look bad, but let me tell you something. I will whisper it in your ear. You're looking bad. They're making you look bad. They're making you look like a failure. That they don't trust you, right? And they have to come out and talk for themselves. And they could take her to the Privileges Committee how much they want, right? It is not going to work. It is not going to work. She took enough from them, Lennox. She took enough from them. And she probably said, look, enough is enough. And she decided to push back now. And I stand with her.
But you and I know, Miss Santa Cruz, the size of the Honorable Prime Minister. She has a very huge mammoth brain, yes, and she could outsmart them from politically, I'm talking about, and of course economically and otherwise, in terms of managing the economy, managing the government, etc. But physically, do you think that Imsbert could really mean what he said, and therefore was just making a mockery of the whole situation?
He was making a mockery, making a fool of himself, Lennox. He is making it, but when he was balling, the previous videos, come outside like some big Marval Bajon, right? Or Balize Bajon. No, he's so timid. Oh, come on, I want to cuff him down. Look at the size of she. She could cuff down somebody. But it was just a figure of speech. Like when Rowley tell Munilal with the special shoes and meeting him on the pavement. Right? But you see what happened for the last 210 days. That is all they have been doing. And I want to say before I forget, Lennox, I was very proud to see the TikTokers and them, all who threatened Mrs. Prasad Bissessa, one in jail until the 1st of February, one her TikTok video was taken down. Who says she didn't say nothing? She's not a terrorist, but like she sounds so uneducated. And there is a next one, because she feel that she could come and say, this person say I want to kick she down, I want to kick she belly, I want to do she this, I want to do that. She feel she fooling somebody. We know it's you saying it. We know it's you. And it have quite a few more of them I want to see removed from TikTok, from social media. I want to see that because they cannot go around threatening the Prime Minister under a state of emergency. Whether it's a state of emergency or not, right? They're not supposed to be threatening the Prime Minister. And especially if the one who was given instructions to jump the wall and what to go and do them, all of them I want to see in jail. Let the children go and visit them for Christmas. Let them go and visit them for Christmas. All you have mouth, let the children visit all in remand yard for Christmas. Lennox, all you have a good day and thanks so much. Yeah? Take care.
Yes, indeed, yes. they got themselves in hot water because they have stretched the envelope too far. There is a tolerance level, there is an acceptable level, but the point beyond being what I consider be obnoxious, being seditious, inciting, of course, violence. Then, of course, I think that person rightfully should have been a very long time ago, been, of course, been arrested, and, of course, be given the full length and breadth of the law thrown at her. Because, I mean, there must be a point where there is beyond ridiculous,
Go ahead, caller.
beyond banter, beyond politics. All right, let's go to the call. Pleasant good night. Pleasant good morning, sorry.
Good morning to the ground report. Pleasant morning to Lennox Smith, the Englishman, Andy Williams, and to Michael Kerr, and pleasant morning to the Honorable Prime Minister. Lennox Smith, as you read your editorial, you hear me, dear brother? Lennox, you hear me? I'm getting a feedback.
Go ahead, caller.
You hear me?
Yes,
I
quite
get
and clear.
I'm getting a bad feedback in the phone.
Yes, I'm here. I was hearing. Go ahead.
You going up the line here, Lennox?
You come off the line. All right. I just want to tell Mr. Tabakit, yes, I was hearing you, but I have to use another mechanism to get to you.
Yeah, Lux, what you're doing is you have to mute. You have to mute because they're hearing your background. The instrument you using, they're hearing that. So long as you're talking, you have to mute.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
Right, so tell you the lines are open. You all know the lines. 225-6644, 225-6644, or 239-5120, 239-5120. So try calling the land lines, right, and make your contribution. We are hearing you all. Lennox, you just, as long as you talk to them, you just have to unmute back, because we will be hearing what you hearing doubling our ears.
I was asking.
All right, so
I was looking for a measure as to what level I should put the internal monitoring system at. Yeah, so you have just given it to me. All right, thanks.
So director, you could go ahead. You can take the calls. Right. Director also are sending the voice notes on them to you, so you can play the people's voice notes to director.
All right. So people, don't forget, of course, Andy is still in St. Vincent. I came back,
Go ahead,
and of course, so we're here as promised.
Good morning to the brother.
So we are in not the perfect environment. So he is taking the voice notes there and then conveying it here, because he is using the phone that you would normally provide the voice notes on. So just bear with us. Sometimes it's not going to come out perfect, but it's always in the best interest.
Yes, a caller.
You have a call, caller?
Yeah,
Yes.
a caller.
Pleasant morning. Lennox, you hearing me properly? Director, you getting me?
I'm hearing you.
Can I make my contribution now?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Now, Lennox, I heard your editorial. And what is happening to the opposition leader and the PNM? After the former Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley, had that press conference and ripped into the opposition penny beckers, the PNM right now is looking for relevancy. The PNM is looking for distraction to see after how Dr. Rowley had emasculated the opposition leader and ripped into their own leader and PNM party. You see, I'll tell you something. The PNM, where it is right now, is looking for attention. And what the Honorable Prime Minister did is nothing and the same. And they're looking for relevancy, so anything to try to make Penny look good after Dr. Rowley came out and appear as the real opposition leader and the real leader of the party. They don't know what to do. So the PNM right now, where it is, they will do anything to see if they could overshadow what the real political leader, Dr. Rowley, did last week to Beckles. So what Imbert is doing there, he's trying to use a strategy via the opposition leader, Penny Beckles. Look, there is no issue in this. The Prime Minister have done nothing wrong. She have not breached any standing in the Parliament. And I'm saying this does not warrant any standing committee to discipline the Prime Minister. I am now saying, I am asking all activists, put fire in your belly, stand behind the Prime Minister, behind the political leader, and ensure the PNM gets no voice to promote the evil and wicked agenda. Kabakit out enough.
Okay, you could go ahead on, Lennox. Lennox, you go ahead.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We have another call?
No, we don't have no call on the line.
Okay, all right. Well, let me get back to that particular article which engendered all of this discussion, because I think it is not just disquieting, it is not just deceptive, it is not just dishonest, it is not just stereotypical of the PNM to engage in these phantasmagorical fantasies that really has no basis in reality. And therefore, as they unfold, we have a duty and responsibility to debunk and to, in a real sense, ensure that things are put in such a real or realistic perspective that we can continue to make certain that the journey to the dustbin of political history of the PNM is assured for what they have done, because of what they have done to the population over the years that they have been in office. And we are seeing, of course, that happening in St. Vincent as well, and it will happen across the region, because there are people who would have entered office, abused their positions, established dynasties, and other, what I consider to be capturing of the state on the pretext that they are serving or were serving the people. And then it turns out that the people were getting the sticky end of the stick, so to speak, as the situation unfolds during the course of the opportunity the people would have given them to serve. But let me go straight, of course, to Dolly as well. Gosby Dolly said, probe dead lizards in school lunch boxes. I wonder what she means by that. There was an incident, I read about it, where there were, of course, they said that they got some lizards in, I think, some food items. And let me just read for the benefit of the population, because we need to abreast ourselves, but more importantly, we don't want to give undue credence to what may well be political propaganda and grandstanding. So let's decipher. Former Education Minister Dr. Nayan Gospi Dolly is calling for a central government caterer to be investigated investigated after reports that dead lizards were found in roti intended for boxed lunches distributed in the school feeding program. I'm reading this to suggest that do not take things at face value. I want to say, we know of course, rockets and so on that was put in Sadiq Bashir's water tank to generate a certain impression. We know too that there was a coercive approach dangling $10 million. I'm talking about Vincent Nelson to set up Anal Ramlogan and Ramdeen. We know of the commandeering of a security airplane that is supposed to be attached to the security apparatus of CARICOM. That was sent, and up to now, we don't know which minister or the prime minister then made the call, but the man, according to the court, was kidnapped from Barbados and brought back to Trinidad. I'm talking about the Brent Thomas fiasco. So we can point to these things and know what is possible. So whilst, of course, we will take it at its face value in terms of the report, in terms of the media report, we must be mindful that we have in opposition and while in government a group of individuals who are prepared to do anything to sully people's name. We saw that, of course, there could be no greater exemplification of that fact as represented by those fake pieces of paper called email. And eventually, of course, the email gate emerged out of that. So let us be clear in our minds. If there is a genuine incident, well, one would have expected that the appropriate remedial action will take place. But to try to link that to some kind of incompetence on the part of the government, whilst, of course, when they were in office and tear gas were thrown at us when we were protesting against the then PNM government under Rowley, the same Dolly and Imsbert and people like Hines. And they would say that the police, they have no say in what the police do. But yet still, as soon as they say Rowley must go, tear gas like peas. And of course, in very peaceful, once again, at this Queen's Park Savannah, some 22 persons were arrested at a time when there was no need for so doing, having regard, of course, to the public well-established protocols for being in public with your mask. Everybody was masked in a huge space called the Savannah, and yet still 20-something persons were charged. That is the doing of a government, of a group of persons who would not have tolerated any protest and will want to quell any such notion, and at the same time to demonstrate their juggernaut position. We have a caller? Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Lennox. Tabkeet is back again. Now,
yes, man,
based upon what you read there into the microphone with that lizard that they found in that roti, the PNM must not be trusted in any way. And I find it very strange that Dolly will come and pronounce on that. I am this morning calling on the investigator, the police service, to investigate Dolly, where she get the information from, if she's a part of it. Now, the PNM is a mastermind, Lennox, which you know, from the Shagaramas Convention Center with Dr. William, with Dr. Inting, and making Dr. things to make any government look bad. This is the PNM at its work in opposition. They will do anything to ensure that the Possad Vicesa administration look bad. I am not taking this roti and this lizard in that box for face value. I am saying it. This is not Lennox or the ground report saying so, but I am saying so as an activist. I am saying the PNM is behind that lizard in that box. They know that that was going to be there. They planned that so that they will get. Look, Lennox, let me tell you. The PNM is in a cemetery, and they're fighting tooth and nail because they have a political leader which is not relevant. She cannot talk. The former prime minister came, he make her look bad. So you see that roti with that lizard, I am not trusting it. I am saying Dolly should be investigated, how she get that evidence, and if she cannot come clean, I, Mr. Tabakit, is saying Dolly is a part of planting with her people that lizard in that box to make the minister, the ministry, and the government look bad. I do not trust the PNM. Tabakit out and off.
And you have all right, because the evidence, the antecedent points to that. And therefore, if there is a legitimate case or legitimate cause, fine. But let the objective evidence lead to that. And it cannot lead to any indictment on the part of the government itself, because it would have been an isolated case where the provider, the service provider, will have, of course, to account. And of course, the beefing up if they are to retain their contract, the beefing up of their processes to prevent such a reoccurrence. But the fact that you could mention roti and the lizard was in the roti points to a typification of the propensity of this opposition and the PNM to generate these phantasmagorical stories so as to undermine a government in office. We have seen it, of course, with respect to the claim that the present prime minister has a hand something like a sledgehammer, or put it even more ridiculous, she has a hand like a backhoe and could cuff down Imsworth, cuff down all the members of the opposition in the precincts and on the floor of the parliament, as they claim an alleged, of course, statement of cuffing down. I mean, it is ridiculous. Let me just take this call. I'm on air. All right, good. Philip who? Alec? Okay, all right, okay, yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah. So yes, indeed. Director, we have a means to call out. I want to make a call to I want to get to Philip Alexander. Director, I'm talking to you.
Yes, Lennox.
Could we call out? Can we call? I want to get a call to Philip Alexander. I'll send the number. Is it possible?
No, you can't.
If we can't, well, it's all right. If we can't, we'll do it tomorrow then. Can we?
No, we can't make a call out.
Okay, we can make. All right, okay, because Andy has the system across there. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So let me say that it is stereotypical of the.
We have a call on the line there.
Oh, we have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Morning.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, morning, Lennox. Morning, going for you. I want to say, I listened to you with this roti this lizard in the roti and trying to blame it's not the PNM for the lizard there, it's not the caterer for the lizard there, it's not the UNC. The lizard falling the door. Let me tell you why. I just noticed this. I don't know if they read the story or not. I like to go with facts, right? And the story said so the caterer now hired someone to buy the roti from somebody, right? When the roti came to the establishment, while they were going through the roti to pack it for the school children, they found the lizard. It never reached the school. It never reached nothing. They got it from a caterer. So I'm trying to say the roti maker is a PNM roti maker. How finding a lizard making the government look bad? I love the government, but sometimes the dotishness I was listening to some of these callers. How the PNM, how that going to make the government look bad if a caterer find that have nothing to do with the government? Is a caterer find it from another caterer? It didn't reach to the school. It didn't reach nothing. It just happened to come out in the public, right? Whoever in school feeding program brought it out to the public, or the caterer or whoever brought it out in the public, right? I just understand some people, you know. I know people doesn't like man thing, you know, but I can't understand how the PNM going to put a lizard to make the UNC look bad. What dotishness is that? I cannot understand that. That have nothing to do with government. They're trying to say, so they're going to the Balize house, or they're going or UNC, by the UNC headquarters? What nonsense is that? I don't understand that at all. I don't understand. I can't take foolishness. It have a report stating that the caterer found it from another caterer. It didn't reach no school. It did no teacher find it. It was stopped at the catering place. So what nonsense are they getting on with? So go on to another. We have more pressing thing than that. Trying to think, working, and this thing with Parliament. Parliament on both sides have become like little children. Tit for tat, tit for tat. So I do this, so you can do that. I say this, so I can say that. It's big hardback men and women in Parliament. Big hardback men who have better understanding, who is lawyers, doctors, engineers. I can't understand that. And they have to be getting on like little children, and then no wonder say the school children getting on bad, but they get on worse in Parliament. They have to do better than that. They have to do better than that on both sides. Come on, man. It can't be a tit for tat because you do this. No, I hate children behavior. Or they get on with the people's business and stop this, who will cough down, who calling this one, who do like man. What kind of thing is in Parliament? What kind of behavior is in Parliament? Come now, man, or that carry on themselves better than that, or this big men and supposed to be educated people. So what are leaving for me and you? Come now, man, my little child know not to get on so in school. They have to do better than in Parliament down there on both sides. I'm not blaming the UNC, but both sides. This kind of tit for tat talk. And they're not going on with their business. Come on, man, again, vex with them in the Parliament now, no. Get on with the people's work and this kind of thing. Or if they have to move on from that. And it's on both sides. All right, man, have a good day, man.
We've got a next call, Lennox.
You have one? You have a call?
You have a call on the line there.
Okay, go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, caller. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you. Tabakit is back again. Now, I want to tell that last caller there, hear what is happening, make up your mind. Because you see, all you want to pretend, all you're speaking from two sides of all your mouth, and what the Attorney General said, and what the Prime Minister said, and they are big people. Mr. Gentleman, get your facts together and come good here. It's either you're supporting the government or you're taking sides. This is not a time to play games. There is a government. The government have its agenda. The government is doing well in office. The government within the last 6 months have been delivering the goods and services to the citizenry. In terms of the economy, you see where they would have launched to develop the economy. So what you coming with here this morning that big people in parliament and who talk about cough down and no, you can't be half pregnant. So, Mr. Caller, I respect your contribution, but you're off this morning. I think what you're saying there, I don't know if you're coming hidden and you have an agenda to promote the opposition and penny beckles. I will have none of it. As a old stalwart, I could make out you all. So it's either you come here, and let me say this as a token that activist role is to promote the government agenda. I make no apology. This is not about tabaki. This is not about activists calling here to hear themselves. When you call here, it's to support the government agenda, its initiative, and roll with the government agenda. And anything else, take a back seat, put your hands on your lip, and sit down until you make up your mind and you could roll with the program and the agenda of the government. The predecessor of government have been doing a good job. And let me tell them this, that's the PNM agenda to cry out and cry loud and to distract the government, and they're using the parliament to do that. So I'm not going to allow you to get away with this, where who talk about cough down and who talk about this and that. No. That is the PNM agenda. They have an agenda to make the government look bad. So as an activist and someone who is here to promote the government agenda, it's not about tabaki, it's not about no activists, but when you come here, it's to tell the government agenda, its goods and services. Within the last 7 months, the government is doing a good job, led by the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bissessa. Lennox, I thank you.
Your next call, Lennox.
We have a next one?
Yeah, we have a
Well,
next
go ahead,
one.
caller. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Just call. Because I have a delay here, so I want to make sure that we get the calls. Go ahead, caller.
Oh, okay, morning, Lennox. Morning, everybody. Lennox, to that caller who just called about the route, lizard in the route. In the first place, everybody so sophisticated and so righteous when UNC want to stand up for the right. In the first place, why that had to make the news? Why CNC3 or CB6 or whoever it was, why they found it so important to bring on the news that there was lizard in the roti? They did that because they wanted to make a bacchanal about it. They wanted to bring it in the public domain to make confusion. And that is what they are doing, right? And when these things happen, people must respond. People must respond, especially people who are right thinkers. They must get defensive. So I don't know what it is he's talking about. People talking about lizard and things. If they didn't bring it in the news, nobody wouldn't have been talking about it. You understand? And when it comes to Parliament, everybody gets so sophisticated, so prim and so proper, and they know about righteousness and everything since the UNC became the government. When UNC was in opposition, the PNM used to be terrorizing them and getting on at a rate. Bridget, the speaker, was the worst thing. It was like from a fish market. Anybody came out and protested, anybody came out and made any bacchanal to tell her to have some discipline and have some respect? No. But all of them across the board who had for 10 years, they become so sanctimonious. They become so proper, so intelligent, so sophisticated. They wanted to go in Parliament and go in there and only use big words, only be fancy, only be so proper, and don't stand up. But let me tell you now, I believe in people being dignified and being disciplined and everything. You understand? But no human being going to sit down there and let these opposition people come into Parliament. And like they can't understand, they cannot understand that they are no longer the government. You hear? Every day they're making a new bacchanal. They're making a mountain out of a molehill. And you know something? They are being assisted by the media. You understand? If Kamala Prasad whatever it is, I go cough you down. It's just a figure. She's going to waste her time and energy or to cough down, but you would it. So let me stop making the media have to stop making a big issue out of every little thing. Because when they come, they are the one responsible. Because when they take a simple thing and blow it out of proportion, and everybody go on with it, everybody go on, who is to be blamed? Who is to be blamed? So you know something? Let me tell you this now. PNM and the haters are telling all you again. Kamala Prasad Bissessa is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. UNC is the government of Trinidad and Tobago. And regardless of whatever all you say or do, that is a fact. And all you will have to respect the fact that they are the government and not the PNM. You understand? Let me go, Lennox. And another thing, everything, even Alexander, Minister Alexander, Roger Alexander, there he makes some statement about the embassy and these things. Everything these people say or do, these PNM haters, these hypocrites, these mocking pretenders, finding fault and making a big issue and a big bacchanal out of it. But you know something? Let everybody continue. We have a good government. We are supporting our government. We are praying for our government. And we want our government to be strong. Say what all you have to say. Do what all you have to do. Because we know you all are on a path of making Trinidad and Tobago better for all the citizens. And who vex, they vex. The criticism, the low-lifeness, the evilness and the wickedness can't stop the progress in this country. Blessings, and may God bless our government, and may God bless our nation. Blessings to all.
Go ahead, caller. We have a next caller on the line.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead. One after the next. Go ahead.
All right, yeah. Good morning. I'm from Sandy Grande, and I want to say a very good morning to Lennox Smith on the ground report, Andy, where he is, and Mikey K. And to everybody of Trinidad and Tobago, I want to say a very God bless morning to each one of us, and not each one of them. I know that we have a beautiful country, Trinidad and Tobago. And our country, God is looking over us. And you know why we could say for sure God is looking over us? Because the people catch themselves and they voted UNC and voted the PNM out. Because the PNM is total evil, total Lucifer, wickedness and all of them. From Rowley down, and you see anything he there with Penelope Beckers, they have hate among themselves, and they want to share the hate and spread it all over our country. We don't want that. The majority acts by voting, we want a change, and we vote UNC. So all your PNM and your PNM activists who all are going out there and causing a lot of ruction to make people feel that UNC failing. UNC is not failing. The people of Trinidad and Tobago is seeing what's going on, hearing it. We know that is you all, the PNM, all of them who consider themselves under the PNM, the opposition, all you, is all you causing all the problems, all the things that's rotating. This minister woman, all of that is all in doing it. The man who come and talk about the PNM and the UNC, he sound like Pastor Google. He sound just like he. We know what's going on with all you. We have God with us, you know. We have God, and the UNC is there. God is with them. So they're wasting all the time. We're going to go back in the garbage and stay there now. We throw you out. We vote all you out. We don't want no part of it. We know every time things happen in every organization in Trinidad and Tobago, we know it's the PNM doing it. We know it's all they're doing it. All they tried all how to make the UNC look bad, but we just seen all you for who all it is. All they don't have no love for nobody in Trinidad and Tobago. The kind of things all they're doing is we suffering. It's the small man suffering. And the kind of things what they're going out and doing. All they have people in all the organizations tampering with things in this country. We know what all they're doing. We all have no love. We will never vote all them back. Never.
But go ahead on, Mike, Lennox.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, gosh, boy. People are really, really extremely intelligent, but their sagaciousness, I mean, is beyond belief. And I want to really, really, really commend the callers for their discernment, because, of course, that was triggered by the individual who felt and attempting to try to make it as generic as possible and as an objective observer attempted to say that it was ridiculous on either side for these things to take place. My thing is that there must be some level of consistency in that
You have a call on
regard.
the line there.
All right, good. Let's go to the line. Only to say quickly that consistency mean here that when it was when the shoes was on the other foot, one expect a similar sentiment. We won't get in that. That's the point I want to make. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Lennox. Man, this is Granny. Granny, love all the boys doing good work to save the country. Pitbull, wherever you is, Granny praying for you. Granny praying for your boy. Everything will be good with all you. All you want to save the elderly. All you want to save the country. All you want to see betterment for the youths. God bless all you. What I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago today, all the people don't follow Beckers and that PN position. Them only saying they want to keep Eric Williams' legacy and the PM legacy. And in all the program, the Google program, the other lady program, all the program, and the talk is race. So they want to keep a legacy of what Eric Williams had and the PNM to separate people. They cannot separate we. We all have together in this country with love. So you don't ever make a mistake to vote in that PNM again. PNM must never go back there. If the PNM go back there, this country done destroyed. What's going to happen? Don't make that mistake for it to fool all you. What they say, the lizard in the Red Sea, they know about that. The immigration thing, know about that, like politics. All what you see they're doing. And to make the UNC look bad, all you know that is politics. That is not true. That is where they put in people to say things to set up. Thank you all. God bless all you.
Some voice note to play? Pretty voice notes. We have some voice note, Lennox.
All right, great. Well, go ahead. Play it. I have no difficulty with that.
Hi, good morning, guys. Miss you all on Monday and Tuesday, but it's good to hear you, there, Lennox, again, and Andy, you be safe. Andy, Lennox, this is the comedy of the century. Imagine these big bullies, these big wastes of time in the PNM opposition, all over the place like a set of little girls and boys crying and complaining. How Camilla say she gonna cough down Imsburg. Now you got to tell me what is wrong with them? Like they're going from bad to worse with their stupidity. You understand? All they're doing is making themselves look like a big set of clowns that they are. You understand? So much look, imagine for 10 years, look how many things that all of them call Kamala Prasad Bissessa. All of them, they disrespected this woman to the max. And nobody didn't say anything, but now she just make a statement in Parliament. Everybody making a big thing out of it. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves. They want to be relevant, but everybody just laughing at them. Let them continue with the dotishness, you understand? Because, what's the big deal? First, they grasping at straw. Well, here now, she says she going and cough down Imbut. Well, here now, what I figure she should have do with all of them, if I say it, the police might come for me. But all you just hush. Just hush. All you deserve to be. Look now, anyway. Fellas, keep up the good work. And people, all you, maybe all you might have to sit down in a corner and cry for poor little bird. Poor little Gaily bird. Camilla beside me says, going to cuff him down. Oh Lord, help, help, help.
I like that one.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Hey, Andy. Hey, listen up. I'm Lennox and everybody else on the line. Lennox, you know, the big general is on there discussing things with Pamela and things like that. I don't know. I can't really say. I probably have an idea. But, you know, I hope it's a discussion about Trinidad need help. And I've been saying it for a long time. All this crime and things going on. You know, I hope they come up with some kind of solution to send some of the forces down there with the police, with Trinidad police, to find these criminals and them. You know, and take them out. You know, I don't mean take them out, I mean not killing them, but you find them and prosecute them. So I hope they can do something like that in the mix, sense in them. And I hope everything will work out for you and clean up that place. Get it cleaned up. All right. Andy, good morning again. What talking about profit down and everything? Why you talk about all the money missing? Where is all the money missing in Bert? Where's all the money missing? You want to point finger at different name and forgetting yourself? We're trying to distract. Where's all the money missing, man? You want to know? All the money gone. Alright? Your legs, you got in your pocket? In your building and them and some of them? On your back? Oh, we'll find it. Don't worry. You'll trace it. On your face, you know. Alright.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mikey, Newbie, and to everybody out there. It's really, really nice to hear from you guys this morning. You know, everybody was worried as to what this was going on. Just be careful. Just be very, very careful, right? And have eyes behind all your heads and be very alert. Now, weak belly Penny, who nobody wanted. We remember the 11-9 vote and then suddenly it went 20-0. Right, coming to talk about Kamala.
Did that work? Hello?
Was that the voice note or was it a live telephone call? I assume it might have been some technical issue with the voice note. You have any more voice notes?
On the line.
Okay. Go ahead, caller.
Good morning, Lennox, and to you, Andy and Mighty where they are. This is Diego Martin inside. I want to talk about all of this thing about transparency and they want to know. PNM has been in governance for 70% or 78% of our independence. And we have grown up and fed PNM policies, PNM government, gospel of the PNM. So everything most of the people basically comment is through a PNM lens. Let us look at non-disclosure and transparency. Who caused that to be part of our governance? It's not the PNM.
Remember integrity in public life. What that was all about, transparency, and what did the PNM do to it when they came back in office? Judicial review, equal opportunities. Look, the recent one, procurement legislation, they gutted it just because they wanted to hide information. So why are they asking to be transparent now? What they should be asking for is for the UNC and the PNM to sit down and change the constitution to reflect what everybody thinks is the best way forward, not to continue to work under a PNM constitution, the 62 and the 76. The 76, which is laughable. They say that is what Ellis Clark code, which is a cut and paste, and that was done with an overt campaign. So the current constitution needs a lot of changing, but everything we are, what we are faced with today, is as a result of PNM governance and PNM policy, and we can't question it now. Look, I listened a couple of days ago, somebody say, well, why do we have people keeping the election date and pelting big stone at Fali in the back pocket? Wasn't that the PNM idea? Not to change it, to do it as the women fancy what they want to do? That was easy to do. In the last PP government, there was a chance to change certain things. Remember the proportional in local elections, and they could appoint a alderman? What I say is, UNC has always been one for transparency and governance with respect to the laws. The PNM always mash it up because they always want to keep the culture of O'Halloran at 10%. Everything they do, there is a hidden agenda to feed their friends and their family. Look, I think Padarat, the Honorable Minister Padarat, has on today's newspaper, the laptop have arrived. No, that is an important thing. That means we're giving every single child a chance to be just like the former Minister of Education, who was on the newspaper with a daughter called to the bar. What did they do? What did the former Minister of Education did? That is Garcia, I think the father-in-law of the current president. What did they do? What did Gasvidoli do? They discriminate against children. They basically refuse to provide proper educational facilities. They refuse to give the people a laptop during COVID. So yes, her children could benefit and could become lawyers and professionals at the expense of the others. So I was happy to say that by the end of the year, we give it every child, as the Prime Minister say in Form 1, an opportunity to progress and to excel. I'll go and have a nice morning.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mikey, Newbie, and to everybody out there. It's really, really nice to hear from you guys this morning. You know, everybody was worried as to what this was going on. Just be careful. Just be very, very careful, right? And have eyes behind all your heads and be very alert. Now, weak belly Penny, who nobody wanted. We remember the 11-9 vote, and then suddenly it went 20-0. Right, coming to talk about Kamala is insecure. Kamala sounding like she insecure to you, Penny. Penny, you have no shame. You know why? Because there are 20 opposition leaders every day and twice on a Sunday. Each one of them holding press conferences. Right? Not even with you present. How you feel? How you feel what Rowley did? With that press conference, inviting the press to his office of the former Prime Minister. How you feel? But you talking about Kamala insecure? Here now, you better Google the meaning of the word insecure and see if you don't see your picture there.
because that is the most confident woman that I have seen in a long, long time. And if she wasn't confident, she would not have been sitting in the Prime Minister's office today. So you better get your act together and try to see if you could pull that knife out from your back that the other 19 opposition leaders trying to put in your back. They're not your friends, you know. They're only pretending to be your friends. And all who want to take her to the Privileges Committee, she, the Attorney General, or whoever all you want to take, that's spinning top in mud. Nobody ain't taking on all you. They have a country to run, and they're very well going to run that country. Take care, guys. Have a good one. Later.
Morning to the Pitbull, Lennox Smith and Michael Kerr and the citizens of St. Vincent. Good morning to you all. It is so good. The scene in the background of Lennox Smith is public, it's streets. Yeah, my both parents are Vincentian. I'm the first child made in Trinidad. Yeah, and I almost 65. I hope you all make a decision that is beneficial for you all as a people. Okay, and stay focused and remember, politicians are our servants. We are in charge of the politicians. So when you elect them, make sure they work in the benefit of the population. Anytime you make them kings and queens on the earth where you live in, they are going to forget what they're supposed to do while they were campaigning. So always remember, a politician is a public servant. Good morning, St. Vincent and the world by extension. This is Reporter Bless. Wrong report morning again. Then my second voice note. Now, concerning that situation with the school meals, people of Trinidad and Tobago, you all ain't seen nothing yet. The PNM ain't start yet. The PNM decide to mash up here. While we are seeing about our business and our daily duties in life, the PNM is making sure this country becomes ungovernable. They are going to destroy this place. The only thing the government could do is make the law take its course in a jiffy. All the alleged make it a fact now and put them towards the court and they will behave themselves because right now they're planning to mash up the country. They don't intend to stay in opposition for 2 years, not the PNM. And they forget the democracy is alive and well and working. Democracy is working. We vote them out. But let me tell you something, PNM. You are going to stay in opposition for as long as there is a thing called inbirth. Faris Alwari, Stuart Young, Fitzgerald Hine. You see them name? It have no PNM again. We don't talk about when they say Miss Beckles. Nothing called PNM again. So you're all wasting all the time until the system catch up with you all trying to destabilize this country. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. St. Vincent, you
Okay, Lennox, you could go ahead.
Yes, indeed. Sorry about that. I was just taking in, of course, those voicemails. Again, of course, one cannot fail to be impressed with the level of knowledge and the delivery, which, of course, has improved tremendously from my experience over the years, utilizing, of course, on this occasion, of course, my teaching experience. And I want to say, I mean, it is just tremendous. But yes, I think it is noteworthy and cannot be overemphasized that you do not put... We have a call? Well, go ahead with the call.
Good morning, Lennox. Good morning to Andy. Good morning to Mikey Kerr. I want to say a couple of things on two different angles. First, I want to wish Miss Julie John all the best on her travels and looking for betterment for the country. I wish her all the success that we deserve. Also, I believe Mr. Kima Maharaj is outside too, looking for investments and opportunities for Trinidad and Tobago. And the Minister of Energy on success in his dealings with ExxonMobil. Remember, be careful how you're dealing with these people. We want deals that satisfy both sides,
not one side taking everything. Like what they did in Guyana and Nigeria. We have to renegotiate if we have to. Any deals with ExxonMobil, be very careful. And then to Venezuela now. People looking at Venezuela and the U.S. actions in Venezuela as a done deal and a slam dunk. Let me be careful. The Russians and the Chinese put defensive equipment in Venezuela. And if why you think America ain't going in there? If they go in there, it's going to have repercussions all around the Caribbean. Because it's not like you just walk in and take over, or you can send the CIA to kill Maduro. It's going to put Venezuela in civil war if they kill Maduro. And the Russians and the Chinese have investments, hundreds of billions of dollars in investments. You feel they're going to sit down there and let America come and take over Venezuelan oil, and them will just get lose out on the investments? It's not going to go down easy, and the ground report. We have to be careful. Ms. Kamala Posadi says, I have faith in her. We have to know how we're dealing with these warmongers from up north. Look at the best interest of Trinidad and Tobago. Thanks very much.
You could go ahead, Lennox, and close up and so.
Yeah, once again, of course, we take note, of course, some may have a different view, giving more credence to something that, of course, ought not to be given such high accolades, if you want to call it that. But that being as it may, I think the callers are on the button. You cannot and must not put beyond the PNM their ability to concoct, to contrive, to manufacture these phantasmagorical stories to achieve one objective, is to get back into office unmeritoriously. And that would include, of course, hoodwinking, deceiving the population, outright lies, and as I said, choreographing things in such a way so as to suggest that the government is unaware or is unable to manage the affairs of the country. I think, on the other hand, one has to look critically at the way that the Prime Minister has led this country, the Honorable Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar, so far. She has made it very clear and pellucid her foreign and regional policy in terms of how she treats with CARICOM, her neighbors, and that of the United States, having regard to its pursuance of its own geopolitical interests in the Western Hemisphere on this occasion. Let us not waste time with that. And therefore, if you cannot read, you don't need a crystal ball, or you don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand where she is coming from. She is seeking Trinidad and Tobago's interest only because Trinidad and Tobago has been placed in a win-win situation, because certainly she cannot influence, and it will be ridiculous and naive as we are witnessing bellowing across the Gulf of Paria in Venezuela, that somehow she has some kind of influence on the American administration and therefore Donald Trump. Far from it. In fact, in some instances, in their convoluted conversation on the subject, they would say that Trinidad and Tobago has been made a vassal or a domain or a territory of the United States. Well, that might be much more logical, even though, of course, one has to take it with a huge dose of salt. And I'm talking about sand and salt here. What do you say get on a Sunday? because all these people need some laxative to get to the what I consider to be the nonsense out of their heads. I didn't want to say the defecated material out of their heads. They need a laxative and a huge dose thereof. But the fact of the matter is that Trinidad and Tobago has been placed in a win-win situation. The government changes in Venezuela. Trinidad and Tobago has benefits to gain. The presence of the Americans here in this part of the region, as far as the Caribbean Sea is concerned and the Atlantic Ocean, South Atlantic or Mid-Atlantic, we have benefits to be derived in the expulsion or the extinction, if necessary, of those drug cartels and those drug mules and those drug running and human trafficking and of course money laundering and
after 9
after 9 all right, okay, yes people. So it was nice doing it for you. Don't forget, of course, it is incumbent on me to say
I will
that
see you in the morning.
Huh?
I say I will be here in the morning.
Yeah, you will be here in the morning. Yes, yes. So our technical person will be back with us tomorrow morning. Andy will be staying until tomorrow. That is to say, until after the elections. He'll be reporting there. He's somewhere in St. Vincent. I have returned, and of course, we will continue with these and more. Have a wonderful rest of the day. God bless. And of course, I'll see you tonight on the corridor transformation from 8 o'clock, when these and other matters will be discussed. Other than that, I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock when our makeshift or respond director has come to fill the gap, because we didn't plan this. But it's nice to know that we have people always on standby to, of course, make certain that the information is brought to you in the way that we have been able to do. Have a wonderful rest of the day. God bless.
Thank you so much.
Director, over to you. Andy, want to say something?
Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
Yes. Okay then. See you tomorrow as well, my friend. Bye-bye.
Say, there's nobody like my God.